Hey guys, it's Lefforge. Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad that you are here. So today is a big day because it is the very first installment of a new series that I'm hoping to do every single Monday until the Walt Disney World Half Marathon in January, and that is Runday Monday. Came up with that all on my own. It's catchy, isn't it? So I am indeed in training officially for the Walt Disney World Half Marathon in January. I just finished the Disneyland Paris Half Marathon in September. Had a ball. I will put the link right here so you can go watch all of the vlogs on that. But I thought it would be kind of fun as I'm training for my next race to do a weekly check-in. Now, a couple of guidelines on this. The weekly check-ins are gonna be very informal. I'm not gonna be in full hair and makeup. You're gonna get the ponytail and the workout clothes because the goal is that when I'm done with my run, I'm gonna have a bite to eat and come right down here and film the update for how my training week went. This is my first official weekend training for this race. Obviously, I just got done training for a half marathon, so my fitness base is good. I feel great going into this training cycle. I'm not injured in any way. Everything is in good shape. So this week was pretty light. I only ran 3 times, no, well, 4 times because I ran last Sunday. And then I did 3 miles on Wednesday. I did 4 miles on Friday. And then I did 4 miles this morning at 10K race pace. So I'm really happy with my time on that. A quick note about pace. I am definitely a middle to the back of the pack runner. I'm not fast by any stretch of the imagination. I'm really happy if I can get a half marathon somewhere in the 2:30-ish range. My half marathon PR is 2:26 and my marathon PR is 5:36. So I'm a really slow full marathoner. So I really consider myself a average runner, but I love that I've been able to consistently run. I started in my late 30s, ran my first marathon when I was 40, and now I'm 48, and I've consistently done 2 to 3 half marathons a year that entire time. So very proud of my running record. I may not be winning any races, but I'm consistent as all get out. I always say I'm not genetically fast, but I am stubborn. So that's what gets me out the door. If you want to learn more about my journey with running, I'll put the link right here where I talk about kind of how I got started, how I run, how that plays into my mental health and all of those kinds of things. So let's talk really quick about the half marathon and how I will train for it. I kind of loosely follow the Jeff Galloway training plan. For half marathons, I am a run-walk girl, so I do 1:30 of running and 30 seconds of walking. If I'm doing a 10K or less, and typically my runs during the week, I don't do the run-walk method. I just do that for my really long runs. So I have a 10K coming up on Thanksgiving Day. My goal is to run that entire race, and so I'm sort of training for that first and then immediately translating that into my half marathon training. So today's goal was more of race pace. I did 4 miles at a race pace, which for me, I'll be really, really happy since that 10K, I'm hoping it's a qualifying time for Disney, and I'll explain that concept in just a second. I'm hoping that this 10K I can complete in 11:30 per mile or less. So that's kind of how I'm training moving into the 10K on Thanksgiving. So let's talk about, and each week I'm gonna try to take a different concept of kind of the Run Disney World and unpack it for you guys a little bit. Let's talk about qualifying time and corral placement. If you are a new runner, you may not even know what corral placement is, but that's really, Disney corrals usually run from Corral A, where you're gonna have your elite runners, unless it's Disneyland Paris, in which case they just put everywhere, wherever, but I digress. That's a story for another day. Corral A all the way to, I think they have even F and G now. They go pretty far, maybe even H, I'll have to check. Typically, I've been around Corral D. You want to be in the correct corral for your pace. And here's why. If for some reason you got in Corral A, which is what happened to me at Disneyland Paris, which I was not happy about, you will start out too fast, right? Because you're going to be with runners that are way faster than you. If you are in Corral F, and you're with a lot of people that are way slower than you. That's also going to be frustrating. So the goal should be to be in a corral that is about your race pace. Disney asks you to submit a proof of time. Now for a half marathon, that has to be a race that is 10K or longer. For a full marathon, it has to be a race that's a half marathon or longer. So this turkey trot, my qualifying time has expired. I'm good for the January race, but I'm also doing Star Wars in April, and I need a new qualifying time for April. So I'm running this 10K on Thanksgiving with the hopes that it will give me a good qualifying time so that I can stay around Corral D. That's kind of where my people are. The 2:30 marathon or half marathoners kind of are Corral D people. And that's a good spot for me where I don't start out too fast, but also I'm not stuck in the crowds that are in the later corral. So that's kind of the goal with the 10K race. I hope that explains kind of corral placement. I have been in the very back and there's certainly nothing wrong with it. And if that's what happens, that will be fine. But it is a lot more crowded and it is a little bit more frustrating to be in the back. So if I can be further up, obviously that would be my goal. So only 3 runs this week. This next week, and I should say 3 runs this week. Super happy with all 3 runs. The hill run I did, I felt really strong the whole time. It helps, you guys, that the weather has been spectacular. Georgia fall running weather is always great, but today and the last couple of days in particular have just been absolutely phenomenal. So that always puts a little pep in my step. So I feel really good about the 3 runs that I did this week. The goal moving forward is to run a minimum of 4 days per week and then do a couple of days of cross training, which for me is typically either walking or swimming. I find that really helps me. So I really have about 6 days of exercise a week, and then 1 day, usually the day before my long run, will be a complete rest day. So that's where we're at in training. As far as planning is concerned, and I'll try to do each week a kind of a chunk on training and then a chunk on planning, because I know a lot of you have questions about how to plan for a Run Disney race weekend. I did just upgrade my hotel this week, which I'm really excited about. I was at a moderate and I just switched myself to Animal Kingdom Lodge. Great annual pass holder discount. So if you're an annual pass holder, go check and see if you can get a discount, because I was able to get Animal Kingdom Lodge for not that much more than a moderate. So I'm super excited about that because it's one of my favorite resorts. So staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge, I will arrive on Thursday and I'm leaving on Tuesday. So that gives me a nice long weekend. Get there, you know, a couple days before. The race will be on Saturday, and then I'll be cheering for the full marathon on Sunday. So make sure and let me know if you're running the full, and certainly if you're running Goofy or Dopey, so that I can look for you and cheer for you. Usually I cheer over by the boardwalk, so I don't know if that will happen this year or not, but I will definitely keep you guys posted. So that's it. That's the training update for this week. The goal was to keep these short. So are you training for a Run Disney race? Have you recently run a Run Disney race? A whole bunch of you just finished with Wine and Dine. Oh my gosh. In fact, some of you are running it right now, and I hope it went great. If you ran the New York City Marathon, tell me about that. That's going on today. If you like these running videos, please make sure you give it a big thumbs up and comment. I'm gonna do them every week, even if you don't like them. Because it's a really good accountability for me as I go through my training. But I hope you like them. Please let me know, as always, if you have any questions. I'll see you guys next time, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.